Well, happy Saturday night. Hey, Rob,
Hey, bestie.
how are you?
Good. I mean, we're back from a long break
We're back from our long break. Sometimes you
or
just need a
hiatus.
long break to recharge and refocus. I kind of have like the Shirley Temple thing going. Does it kind of has a Shirley
Yeah,
Temple feel for
yeah.
me?
You're on the good ship, lollipop.
That's right, I am. I'm so super excited to be here tonight because we're going to introduce our new friends and we're going to talk about something that I am so grateful that we had the opportunity to join up with two amazing souls and do some good work around here.
Yeah, it's a good story. We can get into that as we begin.
Yeah,
But yeah, I'm excited.
yeah,
It's gonna be fun, and it's
good.
overdue actually. We
Yeah,
can give everybody a little update on where we stand with hoodies and all that fun stuff.
yeah, I love that. But before we get started, like always, let's say hello to everybody.
Mm.
We have the fantastic Danny Marie right here in the house and in the house.
And in the house, my bartender, dog walker, and one of my closest friends.
Yes, we love that. We have Trevor, We the Hunted. Trevor, we saw your
Oh,
video that you put up for Hunts for the Homeless, and we just want to say thank you and thank you for being the good in the paranormal community and for helping us get the word out. We appreciate you
love that.
completely and totally.
Love him.
Love Trev. Love Trev. There is Professor T, Stacy Talich right there saying, "Hey, how are you?" Going to
Yeah,
be
he's
making I think we're making an announcement soon outside of Ask Stacy stuff. We might
right.
be making an
The
announcement soon.
ass show is not the only announcement we will be making.
No, it is not the only
I know.
announcement.
I told Stacy 28 hours ago that I would call him, and I'm sorry. You know I love you, but I will be calling
Yeah,
you tonight
yeah.
because you
We've been
are.
a little busy, Stacy.
I've been a little busy, and you are in
Been a
a
little
weird
busy.
time zone, so it'll be okay if I call you later.
Yeah, he'll be fine. He'll be fine. There's Sam's pretty paranormal right there in the house. Hey, Sam, how are you doing, sweetheart? We have Kaylee, fantastic crew. Kaylee right
Really?
here. Let's see. We have Faye bringing it in from California,
Yeah, West
handling the
Coast
West Coast.
representing.
Look
Sorry.
at Mike Cronin's been working it hard today,
Oh,
and he's still coming here to show some love. Mike Cronin, Two Brothers Extreme, how you doing? And there's the other two brothers. There's Adam
and Bentley.
that give that baby Bentley a big old kiss from Get Haunted. We love that boy.
Yeah, I love
He's a
that
good
kid.
boy.
He's a good kid.
Mr. James Smith. Hey, I am friends with James, and he is
James,
also haunts for the homeless
he
right here.
is.
He
And
is.
when I first got the friend request, I saw the police. I think that's a police uniform.
Yeah,
Well,
maybe. Yeah.
I got nervous. I'm
You
like,
get a
what
little
did
nervous.
I do? What did I do?
The police are watching you. They're like, we want to be friends with you on
Oh,
Facebook.
oh, they are. They are.
Yeah. There is Facebook user. Hi to you and
Yeah.
everyone. D Who, how are you doing this evening? Nice to see you here.
Yeah, who?
Um, so yes, we are live tonight. We were super excited. It's Saturday night. We figured a little after dinner treat would be in order here. Um, and you did see we have joined forces with, hey Brittany, with Hunts for the Homeless, Jef and Christina. We have joined the forces and we came up with our hoodie to help bring some awareness. And I just have to say, it's been incredible,
Yeah.
incredible to see the Get Haunted Network step up, step in, share. If you don't want the hoodie, if you don't want to give money, to give just a few seconds of your time to share out their Facebook page is huge. We want as many eyes on this charity because that's how we help each other grow. We help each other by lifting each other, just like you all did for Get Haunted,
That's true. That is
right?
the truth. I mean, there's a lot of parallels
Mm-hmm.
to me with this whole story. So, and that'll unfold here as we bring our
Yeah,
guests up. But yes, thank you
yeah,
to everybody. Little status update. And I did. We got a couple more orders in today.
Oh,
But
awesome.
I think we're up there around 44, 45. Plus, there's a huge gift coming from somebody that'll put us right at that 100 mark here soon, which was my personal goal so that we can get them a bit more
Yeah.
money. But I think at this moment we're up to right around 2,000, a little over $2,000 that we're going to be able to hand over that we know about. And this shit isn't
Yeah.
over. So I'm
This
excited.
isn't over. And I hope, we do share out, and we will put this information up throughout the night tonight, as we speak to Jeff and Christina. Hey, Mark. Um, if you don't want the hoodie and you want to donate directly to them, there is PayPal. You just hunts for the homeless at gmail.com. You go to paypal.com and look that up. You can donate directly to that. They do help local shelters in Connecticut and Rhode Island, also feeding the homeless and the backpack outreach. So, I think there's been some questions out there about Hunts for the Homeless. It is a small charity. You're going to learn the story tonight. But like many, not just charities, but many people, even within our own community, COVID took a real toll. And so, I think let's not be too hasty here to be judgy about something that you
Yeah,
might not be aware of. There
yeah.
are stories connected to this. This is where we should show our real humanity, and listen to people's stories. If you're not comfortable and you don't like what you hear, you can just keep moving right along, and find the charity that you feel comfortable with. But I think it's important to hear stories, and it's important to meet the people behind these, and to understand that just because it doesn't fit your standard doesn't mean it doesn't fit the standard. And I believe these two people have such big hearts, and to be able to work with them and help them. We hope this does inspire and motivate anybody out there in the community that has the same passion that they do. Maybe this is something that will grow into an amazing Haunts for the Homeless network. You never know. You don't know who's out there watching.
God, I hope so. And look, COVID, I know the toll COVID can do. When was COVID? I
Yeah.
don't even know what friggin' year it is.
2020, right? Like 2020 to 2022. I have
Right.
no concept of time anymore.
23. So just so everybody knows, yeah, COVID has probably cost me at this point about $220,000 ish. So I get it. Trust me.
Mhm.
Yeah, it has a long and devastating reach on a lot of people, right? And all
Mhm.
over this whole planet, to be honest. And
Yep.
yeah, so I get it. Trust me. And to feel the setbacks, and when I had my day job, right, it was the reason I
Mhm.
had to let go of two, three, five people, maybe four people.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's fucking terrible, like having to do that. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's hurt a lot of businesses, a lot of people, and a lot of charities. And people have less to
Yeah.
give now, and people things are
Yeah.
tough. So when this all kind of landed in front of me at Phantasmicon, which was
Yeah. A few
I
weeks ago,
yeah, I
maybe
think last month,
three,
right? I
4 weeks ago. Yeah.
can't even remember. Um,
October 28th.
Yeah, October 28th. I don't know. I don't know what it was. I knew they were supposed to be there, right? And part of the charity was this pop-up with this 3D haunt, which I noticed wasn't
Mhm.
there. And I saw Jeff and Christina sitting at their table. A couple times I'd done a million laps. I didn't get a lot of sit down
Yeah.
time there. And finally I was compelled. It looked like the right moment. And I went over to the table, and that's where this story began. Oh, and as we spoke, I brought
Yeah.
you in. I got you on the phone
Yeah.
because I needed
Yeah.
you to hear about. We'll get to the details of it, but it
Yeah.
became really apparent to me that this was something
Yeah.
because we were looking for someone to work with for this month to try to do something good for people.
Yeah.
If anybody has questions, I did my due diligence. I'm not a
Yeah.
dummy.
Yeah.
Um, you know, Nesper had them there. I talked to
Yeah.
Chris. I talked to Dan. Um, there's a lot to this, but
Yeah.
anybody has
That's right.
questions, we're saying right here. It's real
Well,
simple.
and here's the thing. Everybody chooses to do the charity that they choose, if that is what they choose to do, and they do not owe an explanation as to why and how they choose to charity. Not everybody is public about it. Not everybody feels the need to share out what they do. So again, we appreciate all of you giving us your time, giving Haunts for the Homeless your time. All of you so far that have purchased your Community is Unity Hunts for the Homeless hoodie. We are so appreciative and grateful to each and every one of you, and to the other donation that is coming in through those hoodies. We are beyond stunned and grateful to that. But if this is not for you, you can just keep moving right along. There is no need to harass or give anybody a hard time. We are here because this is what touched us, and we wanted to share it out to the network. And we are grateful that for those that have joined in, and for those that
Yeah.
haven't, we still appreciate you and love you, and we support what you do. So with that,
With
should
that,
we introduce our friends? Should we introduce our friends?
bring them
Let's
up.
introduce our friends.
Bring them up.
So excited. Hi
Hi,
guys.
everyone.
Hi.
Hey.
We are so excited. This is Jef and Christina from Haunts for the Homeless. It was just time. It was time to get you guys on here. Although we would love to keep you just for ourselves, I think that everybody needs to understand who Christina and Jef are, what Haunts for the Homeless is, and how this all got started.
Okay. So who goes first?
Who would like to go first?
Okay. Hi everybody. It
On the
started
news, Jeff.
huh?
Tell your story.
I was homeless myself. I was an addict. Started around 98, 99. I actually had a small stroke while having dinner with my then fiance and her daughter. And I'm trying to make a long story short. I didn't have insurance. I haven't had insurance from like it had been over 20 years since I've had any kind of insurance. So I started using illegal drugs to kill the headaches that I was having. And I'm not talking about pills or anything like that. I'm talking about street drugs. So anyway, I got hooked. I ended up losing my marriage. I lost all my belongings. Everything I owned was stolen like at least 3 times. And I started using. I ended up being homeless. But every year in 2000, I answered an ad out in Somers, Connecticut. They're looking for actors for a haunted hayride. So I applied for that. I got the job. And I moved around a lot, like from 2000, 2001, 2002, possibly 2003. I ended up going to Georgia to live with my parents after the season was over. And then September came, I would come back to Connecticut, work the hayride, and then I went to Georgia again. And I was still using at that time. I moved around a lot in those next 6 years. Florida, Georgia, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, a lot of places. But I always went back to that farm every September to do the hayride because it actually made me feel good about myself. I played Beetlejuice for 6 years. And I stayed in this beat up, can't think, trailer that he had on his property. And when I was there during the week, I would help out on the farm. I took care of all the animals I fed him in the morning, fed him at night. He had cows, pigs, chickens, peafowl, goats, mules, um, bison, prairie dogs, anything and everything. He loved animals. I fed him in the morning, fed him in the evening. I worked the farm, baled hay, did anything, they needed. And then on the weekends, they would have the haunted hayride Fridays and Saturdays. All right. Anyway, I digress. Um, and like I said, I moved around a lot. And no matter where I moved to, if you want it bad enough, you can find it. Excuse me. So finally in 2006, and all this time, I had my dog, TJ, with me, even though I was homeless. Excuse me. I even got arrested once, and the police put him in the cell with me. Somebody has to talk for a minute. My throat.
Okay.
Oh,
So
Poor Jeff.
Excuse me. Sorry.
you're good.
it's all right. Take a drink. This is going to be hard for me tonight because I ended up getting emotional at the table with Jef and Christina. Here's what I'll say too. I'm a really good read on people. I know people when I meet them. And I don't know, just this beginning, the first 10 minutes with Jef and Christina, I was like, this was supposed to happen. So Jef, yeah. So go ahead. You good?
All right. I'm sorry. Somebody doesn't want me to talk about this. Sorry.
Don't be
You're
sorry.
good.
So I had my dog TJ with me, and he's a little schnauzer. And when I was playing Beetlejuice, I sent you a picture. He was my little mini juice. Followed me around. We even got arrested together. 2004. I had gone to Rhode Island for that summer in 2005, and we lived out of my car out in Musquamacut Beach, and everybody got to know TJ. They loved him. They allowed him in the bars and everything else. Did some airbrush work out there. Unfortunately, that year when I went back to the farm, TJ passed away on the farm. Yeah. So, sorry.
You're good.
He didn't die
You're
nice.
good.
So that next year, I had some family in Pennsylvania, and they let me move down there with them. So that's when I finally got clean in 2006. And I wanted to do something to help out because I know that old farmer, Mr. Penny, he helped me. And I wanted to give back to the community a little bit. I didn't know how. And then 2000, I was in Pennsylvania. 2010, I was hired to move up to Rhode Island, or go up to Rhode Island to help design a haunted house in Musquamacut Beach. So I did that, and I ended up staying here. And that's, Rhode Island, Connecticut. That's where I've been ever since. 2013, I met a couple. I was working at Trails of Terror up in Wakefield, and this guy called, who was a movie producer, and he wanted somebody to do his makeup for their wedding, for their reception. So I was a makeup artist up there at the time. So they asked me to do it. I went down and met them, Brad and Dee. They're really nice people, really great. We ended up being great friends. And I told them I wanted to start this charity. So we finally got it. We got a lawyer. We got incorporated in 2013. We didn't get our 501c until 2018, and that's when Mohegan Sun donated their little haunted house to us. So we set that up at Fort Adams in Newport, Rhode Island for a year. We added to what they had a haunted attraction already. We just added to what they had. And we did that for 2 years. And then that following year, we designed a 3D haunted house and built that. And my friend Stuart Smith came down from Michigan. He was teaching a class over at Fright Haven. So while he was in the area, all we had to do was pay for his hotel room. He painted this whole 30 by 30 foot 3D haunted house for us, which I'm truly grateful for. And then we started using that, and then COVID hit. And once that was done, we were supposed to take over at Fort Adams, but after COVID, they decided they didn't want to do the Halloween thing anymore, and they just wanted to do weddings. And so we kind of hopped from town to town trying to find a new home for our haunts. And last 2 years we were in Glastonbury, but that's kind of, they're out in the boondocks, so we didn't get a lot of people out there. And this year we were supposed to set up at Paracon, and we were all excited for it. And I was advertising for it, and they were advertising for it. And we went to go pick it up, and it was all waterlogged, and it was falling apart. And I said, well, we got to keep trying. We got to keep trying. Everybody's counting on us. So even my people were arguing, like, we shouldn't do this. We shouldn't do this. I said, we have to try. So we put everything in the rental truck that we had. The truck was way over limit because of all the water log, wood and everything. We got there, we tried setting it up, and even Dan Rivera was there, and he's like, is there any way you guys can salvage this? And it's like, we're gonna try. So we started breaking pieces off the floorboards, and the walls were cracking, trying to lift them out of the truck. And he said, no, forget it. I'm like, no, we gotta try. It's like, no, forget it. And I was crushed. I was heartbroken. I was counting on this like you wouldn't believe. And I had tears in my eyes. And they actually took pity on us. Chris took pity on us, and and he's like, just stay, just walk around, go to the museum, just watch everything. I'm like, no, I don't want to be here. I can't be reminded of this. And so I handed in my vendor badge and I left. And Christina here, she decided to push the subject to Chris, and they gave us a booth, and
We had
I was
quite a fight about it.
I was reluctant to go. I was fighting her on it. So I don't want to go. I don't want to go. I don't want to go. And so she pushed me, and and because of that, that's how we met you guys. And thank God for that. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
So
That is a huge, I think this is important, and you're getting lots of love, Jeff, on the side here. You have personal experience, and that's.
Oh yeah, I stayed. I'm sorry. I stayed. There was a guy who was helping me out. He owned a used car lot, so he let me stay in one of his passenger vans at night. And I worked 7 days a week. 8 hours, 9, 10 hours a day for this guy, and he paid me maybe $20, $40 a week just for food. I stayed in a shed, beat up, torn apart shed behind a friend's house, in a sleeping bag on a couch with my dog. I spent a couple Christmases in my truck. This one place I was staying at, this family that I met, they actually locked the door on me on Christmas Eve. So I had to go out to a commuter parking lot, spend the night in my truck on Christmas Eve. And then another one, I actually spent Christmas Eve in the Manchester, Connecticut, the Manchester Memorial, in the behavioral unit, because I tried to hang myself because I didn't think I was going to get clean on Christmas Eve. So I know what it's like. We lived apart, so I know what it's like to be homeless.
This
Sorry.
is no, Jeff, to share your story and to be vulnerable in front of amazing people. I promise you, the Get Haunted Network has amazing souls right here that they knew you before you came on here tonight. They know who you are and who Christina is. And, this is the part that we need to stop being so judgy for 1 second and listen to people's stories. The fact, I'm grateful that Dan and Chris and Rick, to give you a table, to be visible to the community. We talked about it, the day Rob met you, and I got to meet you virtually, which is, we're big universe people. We're big universe people. And your struggle is not in vain, Jeff. We want to help you move this charity through the community, and hopefully there will be eyes here tonight, and hopefully throughout, as people see this on replay. This is important.
Sorry. Thank you.
Yeah. So, look, I had, like I said, I'd done a bunch of laps, and I saw them sitting there. Jeff's not joking when he says he didn't want to be there. Like, I saw a man sitting there that looked really heartbroken. I walked up to the table and was,
Sorry.
it's okay. I asked the question. I'm like, so tell me about this. And Jeff went into the pitch, right? And they had their bucket, and there was some money in the bucket. And Jeff went into the pitch explaining Hunts for Homeless. And if I remember correctly, I finally said, no, just stop. How can I help? How can we help you? And that's when a lot of this story started. Like, Jeff, I don't think you believed me at first. I don't think you believed me.
He didn't. He's like, is this for real?
I get it. I get that. And I did. Even a week or two after, I think Jeff was still a little bit where I think Christina believed us. But I think Jeff was skeptical, which you kind of probably should be, right? So, but as the story unfolded, we're all looking at each other. Like, I got emotional. It's what I do sometimes. And Jeff, your story moved me, and just everybody on the side. This man is an artist.
Incredible artist.
You would not believe. Like, you would not believe. I mean, even one of the props that they had there, he had, I believe you airbrushed it there. He turned this goofy
ring lady into the nun.
Yeah, that which scared the shit out of me once, at least. But everything just felt so damn right. Sarah and I had been kicking around a couple of charity ideas, and you go and you research and you look, and they were good, right? But Jeff, Christina, this one was just like, it was like, oh my God, here it is. Because I had no idea. I had no idea I had the problems with getting the house set up. I just knew you were sitting there. So I was super glad that I did, and I'm excited that Jeff, that you finally started believing and trusting us, and that we were able to do what we've been able to do so far with you guys. And look, I see it very similarly to where Get Haunted was just a year and a half ago, with trying to get something going and hoping someone believes enough in it to help make it work, right? Because we have heard from a couple of people like, oh, why not pick this charity or why not pick that charity? Because we don't want to. We wanted to help you guys. And just because you're trying to get started doesn't mean you're not deserving. And I just like you. I just like you guys.
I think it's, you got to meet the human side of it, Rob. You walked by, we love Dan Rivera and Nesper. And so to be a part of the Phantasmacon and, when we sort of started to kick around the community as unity idea, that to be able to have you right here in our own paranormal community are these two souls that you needed assistance. You needed the hand here to get the word out. And, Jef and Christina, we have the same issues of people believing if this is truly how nice we are or if it's how nice the network is. And I will tell you this. Yeah, it can happen. People can be as nice as they say they are. There's not a motive. This is what the network was meant to be. This right here, to share out, to lift people, to give everybody a voice. Your voice is just as important as everybody else's voice in the paranormal community and in the community in general, in the world in general. So this is what the network does. And when we put that hoodie out, even we didn't have the link yet, right? I couldn't wait when you guys are like,
Oh my
yes,
God.
we love this, let's do it. And when we put that picture out, how do I get it? How do I get it? I mean, how many questions did we get? When can I order this? Where do I order this? So we've been really grateful. We think this is a really encouraging start. This is not a one and done, folks, right? Like we're not just like, here's a hoodie and then nothing else. We want to have this be a budding relationship to grow into what you guys need. There might be other people that can help you with something else that maybe we don't even see right now. And that's what this is about, is getting more eyes on this and to hear your stories. So I can't think of two better people and a better network to get that ball rolling, personally.
Thank you.
More kindness instead of all the negativity that we've been hearing about lately.
It's yes,
paying it forward with kindness is so much nicer. And this community it's just a wonderful community that all the sharing that we're seeing and all the love that we're receiving, it's just been amazing.
Yeah.
It's just overwhelming. I mean, I'm new to the charity. I only met Jef 7 months ago. We both work at the casino. I would pass him by, and you judge, you see the beard and the tattoos, and you think, yeah, he would never talk to me because I look just like, I have tattoos too. I have tattoos too, a full back tattoo. But I was like, he never talked to someone like me, And then the casino did a story on him and his artistry and how he was homeless. And I remember watching that video crying, going, he's nothing like what you would judge at first sight. He's this very humble, quiet, honest guy who just wants to help. And I was like, this is somebody I need to become friends with.
Yeah.
And here we are.
It was written in the stars. It was written in the stars, Christina.
Yeah.
Your passion.
Excuse me.
Yeah, your passion, your desire to get in there and to work and to find the ways of getting this out there is contagious. And I hope you guys are seeing on the side, there are a few people here who are sharing in your journey, and it's something we don't talk about very freely. People don't want to necessarily share that side, but it can happen to anyone at any time for any reason. And there has been questions like, why not, nationally, why not local? Well, why not Connecticut and Rhode Island? You have to start somewhere, and you have to pick your corners, and you have to start working out. And what I love about this, no, I don't live in Rhode Island. No, I don't live in Connecticut. However, that doesn't mean the charity is not worthy of attention. And I do hope that it inspires and motivates others to take up this cause and do it locally for themselves. This is huge to me. Like, this is such a bigger story than I think anybody really realized.
Oh, there's so many homeless. I mean, the numbers are just staggering, and every year they're getting bigger because they can't. There's no affordable housing. Cost of apartments, the rent is just through the roof, and houses, and the wages aren't meeting industry standard to allow somebody to be able to afford a home or a house.
Yeah, it's tough. And as a veteran, I know there are staggering percentages of homeless veterans. Which, by the way, that was initially we were looking at, doing something with veterans. But this kind of just kind of took care of a couple of different things. Plus lined up, like I said, really, really well with what Get Haunted's all about. So yeah, that day is a day I'll never forget. Jeff,
Yes, we all cried.
Jeff, you know, and it doesn't even
That's when I knew you were legit. That's what I told him. I said, he cried with us. He
Yeah,
wouldn't have
well,
shed a tear if he was a fake.
I can be a softie. But when I was listening to you talk and looking at you, you know, I see it in your eyes, you know, and it's something that it touched my heart deeply. So, you know, we walked away from that and I couldn't wait to get this thing going. And yeah, Sarah's right. Like I'm looking at some of the comments on the side, and these are things until tonight. Some people I consider dear friends that I did not know. I did not know. So this is therapeutic on many levels. So, you know, wherever, however we can help, we're right here. You know, and this hoodie was a start. You talked about Dan and Chris, and what's going to happen here soon is they have all agreed we're going to get a few hoodies off to them to get the Nesper autographs on there. They're going to start promoting this. I got to get Chris the link. And they're going to have some special edition hoodies with the Nesper signatures. Maybe we'll leave one with Annabelle. She can sign it somehow. I don't know. But we'll, you know, we're gonna keep building upon this. This is so far just the very first step moving forward.
Right.
I think, and I hope, in a much longer, long-term kind of thing where we can all work together.
And right now, with all the mainstream media, isn't putting they aren't putting the homeless in a very good light, right? I mean, not that homeless should be in a good light, but you know what I mean. They're just a lot of people don't want to help the homeless because of everything they're seeing on the news right now. You know, they're all drug addicts and they're all mentally unstable and they're doing this and all these crimes are being committed and they're relieving themselves on the streets and it's just terrible and they just want to push them off to the side and everything. That's not always true. Granted, yes, I was an addict, but they're just being looked at in a very bad light right now, and not a lot of people want to help them because they're like, you know, they think of them as criminals, basically. And that's not necessarily true. I mean, I could be homeless again tomorrow. Christine could be homeless tomorrow. Anybody could be homeless tomorrow.
Happened to any of us in an instant.
A lot of people ended up being homeless because of COVID.
Yeah.
And I tell people, I said, when I was homeless, I mean, this has more to do with me being an addict than it does me being a homeless. I said, I tell people, I said, back then, I said, I was homeless, but I was a piece of shit. I mean, they're like, well, you're not like that now. I said, I'm not talking about that now. I'm talking about back then. I said, I did anything I could to survive and also to get that next hit. I stole from friends. I stole from family. I lied. I did this, anything I could. But I know what it's like. And I don't want to say I regret my past. I regret the things I did in my past. But it made me who I am today. And I'm hoping I'm a much better person than I was before. But no, I'm good now. But it makes you appreciate life more now. A lot of people take a lot of things for granted. I mean, waking up the next day, a lot of people take that for granted.
Yeah.
Having a job, having a roof over your head, having a vehicle, having food in your refrigerator. A lot of people take advantage. You know what I mean?
They do take that for granted,
Thank
Jeff.
you.
And the
Thank
fact
you.
is you are hope. And I feel like this is to me, for me, this is just my personal, you know, to be able to step up and give you guys a voice and to do what we can do from our end, because you are hope. This is not a big organization. This is hope. This is somebody that has been there, has reached their bottom, and is here today to make sure that another person has hope. I'm watching people on that side here, and Courtney, just so you know, we've got some ideas here, and we want to. We're talking to Jef about getting some of his artwork. I don't know. We want some cool Jeff Benson Get Haunted artwork that we can either auction off, or we've got some ideas here for each of you guys to continue to help. And also, Russ Stiver is asking Jef, and we'll get to that as well, but not just buying merch. Russ was in this position as well, and he wants to help in any way that he can, outside of just buying merch. And that's the thing. This is a beautiful, right here, this is a canvas that is waiting to be painted, right, Jef, to turn Haunts for the Homeless. However somebody can help. Maybe there are other artists out there, or people who could donate to the 3D haunts that you guys do. There's so much to be done here. We just wanted to introduce you guys to our amazing network so we can find those painters to help fill this canvas for you, right?
Thank you.
That's right. And that's been,
Amazing.
just so you know, that's been from day one. The mission of Get Haunted and the network was to connect people, to connect resources, to connect talents, to connect mind shares. Like there are people all over this community that are incredibly talented. And they were all kind of working in silos sometimes, right? So why aren't we all working together sometimes? That's really the driving force behind Get Haunted. The shirts are a great first step. The hoodies are a great first step, but there's so much more potential. And I know on the side, there's somebody out there that has some experience or has some thoughts that can provide some positive input for you guys, and beyond just what Sarah and I can do. I mean, we're only so smart for two Polish people. And
it wasn't supposed to be about you and I. Like, this is not what we can do. We wanted to open that door for you guys to meet two incredible souls here and a great cause. And, again, to be motivation or inspiration for those out there that would be like, you know what? Hey, I have a lumber company. Like, what do you need? Like, we don't know. We don't know until we ask, until we introduce what it is that is possibly needed. So
it happened.
Yeah, guys.
It happened on the show the other day, right? Jef, I'm sending your artwork over to a sticker manufacturer who offered to print up, I think, 1,000 or a couple hundred Haunts for the Homeless stickers. So, we'll be getting that. We can throw those into the bags, hand them out, whatever it takes. But
it's just amazing, this community.
It is. There's nothing more satisfying than when we see someone else kind of jumping in to offer something. It's just, for me, it's cool. But, out of all this, at the end of the day, right, we have met two more amazing people, and that's you too. And I'm serious. I left Phantasmicon with two people that I knew we'd continue to talk to. We got a little wrapped up and crazy afterwards, but I just knew it. I felt it that day. I made sure I came to find you guys before we all packed up and got our asses out of there. So we have some graphics here. Haunts for the Homeless. That's their main logo. Go ahead, Sarah. You're taking over.
I am taking over.
Go ahead.
What I say,
go ahead, Kristen.
We both have been posting on the haunts on our personal pages, and Jef has tons of friends. I don't have quite as many. The only people sharing is this community, and it's like not even our own, friends and family. And it's like the love we're feeling is coming from this awesome community of people that I've watched, a bunch of different of the shows, and they all mention the show. And Courtney, I see her every day. Every post is always,
Courtney's amazing.
On my phone, she's
Courtney is.
awesome, and Dee Dee, and it's like, I'm like, every one of you, I'm like hugging you, saying you guys are just so amazing. And I read Danny's message in her card reading every morning, thinking, oh my God, I feel like she's talking right to me. And I'm
She
like,
might be,
well, that's
Danny.
for me today. And it's like, I just feel like we found a family, where we fit in.
Well, you did. And
Those are creepy. Those pictures are so creepy.
Oh my God. Yeah. Some of these, this, Jeff's freaking talented. He's done caricatures of myself and of Sarah that are just out of this world. I'm trying to put something really cool together for everybody to kind of witness and see these things. But yeah, this is some of Jeff's artwork. It's just incredible. And by the way, another little fun Rob fact, I airbrush as well. It's just been a bunch of years since I've done it. Now, real quick.
Sorry, I got a little jumpy there.
Yeah, she got jumpy. With every good thing comes people that will question things sometimes. There was one comment I noticed where they were talking about a 990, right? This is the 990. If you go out and actually do your research, you will see, right, that they do file their taxes. This is a 990 EZ. Jeff, I believe he just filed 2022 as well. There's a lot with these. This is a legit charity. To get into Phantasmicon, and I did my due diligence. I talked to Chris about this before we ever really dove into it. You guys had all your paperwork and you had everything. You work at the friggin' casino. It's not like you guys are just kind of randos popping in trying to make a quick bucks and disappear. So they're legit, guys. If there's any question or you see comments that don't line up, just go out there. You can look it up, the IRS website and Nonprofit Explorer. You can find the information that you need. I know how much money they made in 2021. I know it's all there. So, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I'm not wrong. All right. It's right there in front of you. You guys can go do the research yourself.
Yeah. And you know what though, Rob, like, and here's the other thing. And, you mentioned, Jeff, that, COVID hit and, that took a real toll on Haunts for the Homeless. And I feel like, when somebody has questions, and I get it, you should, you are handing over your money. If you want to question and ask some questions, I don't think you guys are ever opposed to answering those questions. But I would really hope that you don't discourage a cause like this because you don't like the way something appears. That is what we don't need in the community. Again, if it just doesn't feel good to your soul, there are many other charities you can go check out. But this feels really good to our soul. And it certainly seems to have touched many on the side in their soul. And yeah, like, if you don't like it, you don't like it. But as Rob has said, this stuff is out there for you to go check out. Check it out. And again, move on or help out. There are a couple options there. Step up or step out, as we say.
Just be kind. There's no reason to be not nice about things. So, what is it? Sugar goes along. I don't even know that shit. But whatever. Sugar, spice, whatever it is, salt. Just be nice. Don't piss me off. I've had a rough week, people. I don't need to keep going.
Plus you can have your suggestions, but this comes from Jeff's heart and his desire to help in a situation that he knows all too well. So offering suggestions is one thing. Being pushy about maybe what you want to do or want somebody else to do, you can start your own charity then as well. I am proud of what you guys are doing here, and I just want to hug everybody. How many people you don't know who has had this shared experience, and they are opening up.
Oh my God. I know.
Up.
Um,
And there's
there's
so
always,
many. I'm reading the comments on how many, and I'm just like sharing the love, going, "Oh gosh,
I can't see the
amazing."
comments.
Oh, you'll have
Oh
to go back.
You're
no.
better
Somebody
off
Anything.
crossed
Sorry.
my
because we'll be
thing.
crying.
Like, I
The
want
two,
to answer, and I'm like,
I'll
the
look
two
at it
dudes will
after.
be
back on
crying
and
while
watch
the women
Evan
make
for
fun of
answering
us.
Right.
everybody.
And
You have a
I know
lot of support.
there's always going to be haters and people who try to defraud you, whatever. And I'm getting used to that. There was a guy I worked with when I came up here in 2010 that I had known from before, and he knew me when I was a user. And then in 2010, he still treated me like I was still homeless and using. And to this day, he still treats me like that. And he doesn't, take me seriously. I'm like, dude, I've been clean for like almost 17 years. Come on, what's your problem? And I was just offered a design job the other day to build or design a haunted hotel or a motel or a bed and breakfast or whatever. And the first thing I asked is this person going to be here, or your brother? Is he's going to be involved with that? And he said no. And I said, all right, then I'll consider it. But these people, I just don't want in my life anymore because I don't need that grief. Okay.
No.
Because I'm not the person I was before. Second, I wish we could do more. I wish we could do more than the backpacks. I wish we could do more than hopefully we get enough money this month so we can help feed the homeless. I wish we could do more than to occasionally help out the warming centers and to get our word out. Like I was telling you guys earlier, we do the best we can with what we have. And I'm sorry if we don't meet your standards, but we're trying, and we're trying to do a good job out there, and we're trying to do something helpful and help out the homeless. And I told this to Rob at Phantasmacon, that are these backpacks enough? Are we doing enough with these, is this enough? And this is when we were in Newport at the haunted house, and I guess we were leaving one day after trying to set up, and we're going the back roads to the highway, and we had a couple backpacks in our vehicle, and there was a church on one of the roads. There was a guy on the side of the road, with his little, sign, "I'm homeless," and so we gave him a backpack, and so he went around the corner to this bench where he started rummaging through the backpack. And my vice president, my general manager, who's now our vice president, Jimmy, I guess he's watching. He was behind me in his truck, and sorry. So the light changed, and we started to go forward. And Jimmy, looked around the corner to see this guy. And he's walking around, and he found a pair of socks. And I guess he put the socks on and then put his shoes on. And he was like dancing around saying, hallelujah, glory, hallelujah, thank you, God, and all that. And then Jimmy told me about it later. And I guess maybe we are doing something good. Maybe we are
You
doing something to help the people.
Jeff, you are. Don't let anybody ever make you question.
Shit.
If it's one person,
Mhm.
it's one person, and that makes a difference. Do you know how many people don't ever even lend a kind word or a smile? So the fact that you go out of your way to do the best you can, that's a lot more than a lot of people that have a lot that do nothing. So this is where the network, and we all have those moments in time where we wonder, do we make an impact? Do we make the change? And the answer is, yeah, you do. Jeff and Christina, you absolutely make a difference. And I'm telling you right now, you have the network's support. They love you, they see you, they hear you, and they will do what they can. So what are things that could help you? What is something that, so we've got the hoodies, and it's a good way for people to have a little something to show. The thing for us is this. Look, Rob is a merch wizard. So, to be able to get that logo on people's chests and go have it walk around, right? Get some eyes on that logo. Have some questions. What is Haunts for the Homeless? What about something else? Like, is there anything else that we could help you fill those backpacks with? There might be somebody here that's like, you know what? I can get 1,000 socks to you, or mittens to you, or gloves to you. What else can we do?
That would be fantastic. I know the number one item is socks. I went a step further. When we're doing the backpacks, I order these what do you call it? Emergency tents and emergency blankets, and they look like they're made out of this tin foil material.
Oh, yeah.
They're a little bit stronger, so they don't tear easy. I include those socks, gloves, hats. Let's see, the water, protein bars, toiletries, toothbrush, toothpaste,
Okay.
antiperspirant, deodorant, Q-tips. We have, a bag for men's and a bag for females. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
For
Women's
toiletries and
products,
stuff.
feminine
Yep.
products.
Right. There you go. Thank you.
I'm out, Jeff. That's not.
So, and like stuff like that, socks, hats, gloves, toothpaste,
You know what? Let's do a
toothbrushes, whatever.
drive.
And then there's peanut butter.
Drive.
That's
Yes,
protein that you put in there. Peanut butter.
crackers, whatever.
We can do this. This is like, for those of you who had children or have children in school, they do the drives. Let's, if it's not a hoodie you want, if you're not comfortable sending money through PayPal, there are other ways you can help. There are lots of ways that you can help. And he's just listed off amazing things to be able to add right there to a backpack. Easy enough. Let's get a drive. Who on the side wants to help us get a drive going? Let's get a drive and get some things that they need to Rhode Island and Connecticut. And let's help Jef and Christina in other ways. This is what it's about. Ronald, I am sorry to hear your story. He was at one point, I know, Jef, you said you can't read the comments. Ronald did share he was also homeless there for a couple years. He wants to know if we're gonna, is there information? And Ronald, we'll put this on the Get Haunted Network. And thank you for your time and being here and sharing your story. How will we get this stuff to you? Like, if we want to be able to send some hats and gloves and socks and all the good stuff, peanut butter, how can we do that?
First, God bless you, Ronald. I can. I'll post the address on our Haunts for the Homeless page. If anybody wants to send anything, right now I have a dining room full of sweaters and comforters that I need to bring to the shelter. Taking up half my wall. Um, yeah, I'll put the address up.
Okay.
On our page, on Facebook page. We're still working on our website.
Did you find somebody to help you with it?
I did through my. Yeah, I have for my personal website. I have Weebly.
Okay.
But now since I went through there. And now that because gonna have a donate button, and we're gonna be taking, Square bought Weebly out.
Okay.
And I already had a Square account. But they changed the whole format on how to do your website, so I have to learn the software all over again.
Okay.
But I'm still working on that.
All right, good.
Good. I mean, this is network. We're asking for your help. We have an amazing Get Haunted army here. We're asking for your help. Again, if it's not a hoodie that you're looking for, even though these would be great Christmas gifts, or as we've had some amazing people on the side ordering a couple extra here and there to send back to you, Jef, and Christina, to add to the backpacks. anything you can do. This is how it starts. It grows from here. We're watering this plant, folks. Help us make this garden into something beautiful for everybody in Connecticut and Rhode Island that needs the help, that wants the help, and that bleeds out. Once you get 10 to your garden, I promise you those gardens bleed out into other communities. This is the hoodie that Rob and I came up with. We have the amazing Hunts for the Homeless, Souls Helping Souls. That will be on the front of this hoodie. On the back is the community is unity, with the Get Hunted skull and the paranormally blonde bee right there in the little, you got to do the heart, right? You got to do the heart. So that's $48 with shipping. I'm going to pull up right here where you can do that at gethunted.com. That is sizes small through 5X. 100% of the profits go right back to Hunts for the Homeless. We just thought this was a great start. Like I said, Rob is an amazing merch wizard, and who doesn't love merch sometimes to add? I know I've got a bazillion hoodies. I needed one more for sure. So yeah, here's one way to do it. And now we have many other ways, helping them fill those backpacks up. And I think those backpacks make such a difference, Jeff. I live outside of Metro Detroit, and we have quite the homeless issue here as well. And to be able to have those socks or the feminine products or a toothbrush, or it makes a difference. Even if it helps them through the next week, it makes a difference. It's not for us to judge how that, we can't say that's not a good enough difference. It's a difference, and it's a start.
Think about it. I travel a lot. I forget my toothbrush all the time, and it becomes like the most important thing in the world to me, just to get a toothbrush. If I forget it. So, I'm not special. I'm not the only one that deserves a freaking toothbrush.
Everyone should keep one in their car, backpack.
Right.
Backpacks, because you never know where you're going to run across somebody that
Damn it.
is homeless.
You're right. That's a good idea.
It's cold. It's this time of year, and then you just see somebody and hand them a backpack.
I agree.
And think about, as I have two daughters that are, growing up, and, you go through the clothes and you kind of rip through them, and you're like, okay, maybe before you bag them up and take them to AMVETS or Salvation Army, maybe this is the right time. And I'm looking right now, to be honest with you, at a pile that I was going through. Look at the sweaters, look at the hats and gloves that you have, that you were just going to pitch to. And there's nothing wrong with giving to Salvation Army or AMVETS, not saying that, but here's an opportunity. Like you said, Christina, fabulous idea. Why not with that stuff, start something, a backpack, a Ziploc bag with some basic essentials that you can hand out to somebody that's going to use them and appreciate them right then and there. Michigan is getting cold. Ronald, he was just talking about, is in Minnesota. He had to be in triple layers. It gets brutal out there. And sometimes, these folks, some don't want to go to the shelter. They don't look to go there. I know for us, we have our police officers do try to pass out things for those who have taken shelter under viaducts, and they get very weirded out about that. They get very nervous and they don't want to take that. But if you see somebody, even if you just leave it there for them to come and get, you're making a difference. You're making a huge difference. Let's see here.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
And this is more of a personal thing. This has nothing to do with me starting the homeless, but while I was homeless, I tried for over 30 years to have a decent relationship with my father. And then when I started using and I became homeless, any what's the word? any hope of that or chance of that was just went down the tube. And then I got clean in 2006, and 2010, he and I were still feuding. I didn't get a chance to see my grandmother in 2010 on her birthday, and then she passed away because my father and I were feuding. So then Haunts for the Homeless came along. We started that, and years later, my father and I began to have a better relationship. Obviously, because I wasn't the same I was before. And I don't know if you've ever heard of Marco Polo. It kind of, yeah. He sent me a video on Marco Polo. I made a post about how some people think I should write a book or become a motivational speaker.
You should.
Some such. um, um, so anyway, he sent me a video saying how proud he was of me and for the charity and everything I had accomplished in my life. I saved that video, and I'll never erase it because that meant more to me than anything. That my father was actually proud of me, and the charity had a lot. That's not why I started the charity. It had nothing to do with that, but that means a lot to me. I don't know why I shared that, but yeah.
No,
That's important. That's an important
hugely
share.
important. And Jeff, you should be proud of that, and you should be proud of everything that you've accomplished.
Sorry.
That's okay. He's giving me a hand.
Plug my phone in.
You should be
I couldn't
proud.
get it on my computer. I had to do it on the phone. Sorry.
Look, I don't know the statistics of who comes back from where you were, but I know they're not high. So you be
Your
proud
hope,
of yourself.
Jeff. Your hope. And everybody on the side that has shared their homeless journey. There's quite a few, Jeff. I hope you do go back and watch, the comments. There are quite a few here, and that's hope. That's hope. And this community of people, and I can speak for those in the Get Haunted network. They're deep people. Yes, we all share the love of the paranormal. But it's important that we don't forget about the living right now, the humanity that goes along with it. And every single person on the side here, they're looking to help. They want to help. And I think when you share your stories, Jeff, truly what you've done is you've made it feel safe for them to share theirs. And you might just be that sparking that little light there that's going to, maybe they've thought about it. Maybe they've thought, what can I do in my own community? And what you're doing right now, that's huge. It's a huge inspiration. So I'm proud of the work you guys are doing. I'm proud to be right here with Rob and working with you guys. And again, this is not one and done, folks. This is not about a hoodie and moving on. This is about keeping focus on an important cause. So welcome to the Get Haunted family, Jef and Christina. We are really, really glad you're here.
So are we.
And I know there's some big players on the side here that might help. You have a family. You have a family here. So never be afraid to ask for what you need, what we could do to help. Guys on the side, don't ever feel like you can't say, this is what I can contribute, or this is my thought or idea. We're all open. We're sitting here telling you right now, we are all open to ideas and how we can help get Haunts for the Homeless. Get that word out there and start making this just pop for them. Let's make those COVID years go away. and let's build.
Right.
Let's help them build.
If you ever,
Right. Things are going to get better and better. We'll be giving more and more backpacks out. You know, money to the warming shelter. Maybe not so much because we're at the end of the year now, but next year, I'm telling you, we should do the group in each of our states, giving out backpacks because we know there's homeless everywhere.
They're everywhere.
don't ever be afraid to talk about, to anyone out there, even if you're going through it right now, don't ever be afraid to talk about it to anybody. Please don't. You have support. Message me if you ever need someone to talk about it. I know I've been there. I know what it's like. I know what you're going through. Please don't hesitate. Message me anytime. And going back to what you guys were talking about before, we don't. We're very transparent. We don't hide anything. We don't lie about anything. There's a reason why I say what our description is. If we say we try to feed the homeless, it's, well, they're like, well, either you do or you don't. It's like, well, sometimes we can, sometimes we can't. It depends on how much money we raise. I mean, it takes money to make a dinner. It takes money to go out to wherever. Sometimes we have to get a license to go out and feed the homeless. So either sometimes we can and sometimes we can't. So I say we try. And excuse my language, I'm not gonna bullshit you. You ask me something, I'm gonna tell you. And whether you like the answer or not, that's the way I'm gonna tell you the truth. We do what we can with what we have. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, but we do what we can.
I find that personally very commendable. I think that right there, I just wanna add, Rob and I are live often. Jef and Christina came on this live. We are facing each and every one of you. We are not here to trick you, or this is a passion of Jeff's. He's been there. He's hope, he's inspiration. And that is something I think for Rob and I to share that with each of you on the network. It's again, it is the parallel. It's like we want to see a change, and we hear people talk about it a lot, but we don't see people be about it a lot. And Jef, you're being about it. You are making a difference. You are stepping up and saying, "This is what I can do." And you're right. Sometimes our tries can fall a little short because of whatever the circumstances. And you know what? That doesn't mean you stop. It doesn't mean that it's not worth it and it needs to be judged. Let's do what we can to make these tries a little easier for Jef and Christina. And we can all do that in however we feel. If it's hats, gloves, socks, peanut butter, protein bars, waters, toothbrush, whatever, feminine products, let's get this drive going. But I would really like to see somebody on the side say, this is how we should get the drive going. This is about the network stepping up. This is not for one single person. This is for all of you. So if somebody wants to take that on, let's get it going.
And yeah, there's one person in particular on the side that I do need to introduce you guys to one day. I'll leave that person nameless for now, but
It's okay.
They're coming through big. So these people,
Love everybody.
These people see you, and God, it's fucking satisfying for me, my soul and my heart, to see it helping other people. It's really why we started Get Haunted, and just to watch the cycle and it being perpetuated. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing, guys. And I do, as Sarah said, we were supposed to meet that day.
Yes.
Look, I'm a lot like Jeff. He was like, I fucking don't want to be here and I'm just going to go. I know it. I know the truth. And I
We
am like,
fought. Oh, the fight. Oh,
and I would have wanted to go home
Yeah.
too.
we
And
weren't even speaking when we first got there. We weren't even speaking. We weren't even on speaking terms. It was just moving the stuff in. I'm sitting in my side. We had the skeleton in between us.
yeah.
You
It was
you
like,
you went behind my back and got us a table and blah 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 blah. Blah.
So I think we're very similar in that way. And, you know, the times I've wanted to quit, some of them pretty recently, you know, I had a smart person sit next to me or on the other side of the phone that has talked me out of it every single time, Jeff. So there's these weird parallels that I saw that day. And I'm telling you, when we first started talking, I'm like, I already knew what you did. I just had to stop you because I'm like, that just stop because I already knew just by talking to you for 5 minutes that this was, if you remember, I threw like a 5 or some shit in the bucket. And then like, just stop and tell me how we can help more. I knew it, Jeff. You and Christina, it pours out of you, and especially in person. So there was nothing else I needed to hear. I already knew what I needed to know about you two, about the charity, and that we needed to help. And so when I called the boss
Right.
over here, and so yeah, you're right. And don't feel like you owe anybody any explanations for anything, because I will stand up and vouch for you any day of the week. And so would Sarah, and I think everybody on the side here would as well. And just so y'all know, when we have these two back on, Jeff has some paranormal background. Christina has a little bit, right? Not a lot, but a little bit. That's a whole nother show, and I want you guys to come join us again down the road, and we'll figure out our next moves for
Yeah,
homes.
well, this won't be the last time that we're gonna have
Oh
Christina
yeah,
and Jeff on. You guys are the family, you are the network now. Just know what you need. We will do our best to find those people in the network, help connect you guys. Um, Sabrina, I'm sorry to hear that. We have another one sharing their homeless story, Jeff.
it's
So, I think to start somewhere. We want to try to make those COVID years be a very distant memory for you. And we want to help you get that word out. And we want to help you in ways that we can. And we hope, Jeff, you've been an inspiration to us. We hope that the four of us sitting here tonight are inspiring some things here on the side. Um, Again, if you can't give money, you can give your time. Please share out Haunts for the Homeless on Facebook. Share that out. We share enough shit. Why don't we share some hope now? So let's share that hope. Haunts for the Homeless. If you want the hoodie, go to gethaunted.com, go to the Haunted Boutique, and you will find that hoodie there. We are going to close down this first batch, I believe, Rob, because we have a ship date of December 1st of getting these out to you guys. And because we are reaching that 100 hoodie number, we are so excited. That doesn't mean that's going to be it, but we wanted to kind of have that first batch, and we're so giddy that we are close to that number. It's insane.
yeah, because look, once things ship, I can get the money. That's where this all kind of works, right? So
Yeah.
once we hit that number and we actually ship them out, the money gets transferred over. I can hand it over to these guys. 100 brings production costs down, which then saves us on
Yeah.
production costs, and then shipping is the next big thing. We gotta try to whittle down the shipping cost for hoodies. So yeah, so the more we save on the production costs, the more we give to the homeless. But either way, there's a shit ton of backpacks and things that are going to come out of this, for sure. And I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm just so excited.
one last thing, being homeless affects me to this day. I mean, it's been 17 plus years, and I'm still affected by it. Some things I'm getting better at, some things I'm not, but some things still kind of linger. My eating habits, uh, my friends still question that, even at work, it's like, damn, how could you eat that? I'm like, dude, I was homeless. I can eat anything. My
He
stomach can
hates to
take it.
throw food away. This we argue
Don't.
about too.
Yeah. Saving food, not throwing it away, not wasting food. That's affected me a lot, because you don't know when your next meal's going to be. So now, and you don't,
Mhm.
I like to stretch out food.
Mhm.
Even right to the spoiling point or whatever. But
I'm right there with you. I have milk from
yeah,
like August back there.
right. So what if it's a
Stop.
little
I'm like,
chewy? Come
after a
on.
couple of days, I mean, he's like, you threw that away, and I'm like, yeah.
It's so what if it tastes like, if you're like drinking gummy bears, and it's
Yeah.
it's all right. But and there's some other things that I'm still dealing with 17 years later after being homeless, and so it doesn't always go away. And they
No.
say you're still a recovering addict, which I guess, okay, I'll agree with you on that, because I still have dreams about using. I haven't used in 17 years, but the other night I just had a dream about it. So it does. So you're always going to be a recovering addict.
Yeah.
But I just want to throw that out. When you're
Yeah.
homeless,
Listen,
it affects your life, all your life.
it does. And, there were moments, I'm sure, Jeff, interpersonally, right? You didn't trust me in the beginning. I know it, and you can admit it. And I was not offended by it, but I understand, but I understood it, Jeff. There's, I'm sure being homeless and also being an addict at one point, you can't trust anybody. You really
No.
can't. So, and it's not like Jeff thought I was coming in to kill him, but I don't think Jeff really believed that we were actually going to follow through, right? And um, a couple times I didn't yell at you, but I'm like, dude, I just need you to trust me. I just need
Right.
you to trust me, right? Just for now, just trust me. And until I fuck you over, then don't trust me anymore. So, but I understood where that came from. And those are things that don't leave us, right? No matter,
Right.
it's a form of PTSD. And I totally understand it and I totally get it. But here we are today on this show. Plus, you had the blonde over here that would kick my ass if I tried to do something wrong anyway. So you're
Well,
you're good.
like I told you, there was a guy that was there that day at Phantasmagon who came over and spent like a half an hour talking to us. Said he wanted to put us on video. He wanted to interview us. He wanted to do this and that. And then we never saw him again. He just never showed back up. And then he tried contacting us later, and we got blown off 3 more times after that. So yeah, I know exactly what you're. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Then it became
Well,
pushy. Though. After that, it was really pushing it and like,
well, listen, we encourage if somebody on the side, we do have some show hosts on the side. If any of you want to meet the fabulous Jeff and Christina, and you have things that you would like to link up with them and help them get their cause out there, we're
Yeah.
not holding them hostage here. They are not just ours. We would love to keep them, but we also want to share them with all of you. So, if there's something, if you have a creative way you would like to help share out Haunts for the Homeless, you can reach out to
yes,
Rob and
please.
I, and we can and definitely talk to Jeff and Christina, and link you guys up, or you can just go to Haunts for the Homeless and reach out to them. Um, you know, it is easy. It is very easy to say, "Hey, I'll be back. I'm going to do this for you." Jeff, that is just the world, right? It's easy to say, "I'm going to do this," and we get caught up in our lives. We do take things for granted, but this meeting, um, being at Phantasmacon, we do really love Dan Rivera of Nesper. Big universe people, Jef and Christina, and we don't take her lightly. And she placed you in our path, and we are grateful for that. And we want to return that appreciation to you guys. So we want to do what we can do. And we are so excited to see people on the side. They want to help. Just so you know, Jef, I know you can't see the comments. They want to help. They want to help how they can. So Ronald, he has a network, the EER or ERRT radio. You might be hearing from Ronald. He really touched him. And he said he was glad he noticed this show tonight. So thank you, Ronald. Honestly, share your story, Jef. Share it proud. And you are hope. You are the definition of hope. And that's needed. That's needed today in a big way for lots of reasons.
I agree. And again, thank you both for trusting us to move forward.
See, I felt it immediately.
I know. We were like besties instantly. And Jef and I had like there was a love. There's a love there. I just had to ease him into it a little bit. But I knew it would all work out. But look, this is an honor for us.
He's gone. He doesn't like all that.
He drew caricatures of you guys. I haven't never gotten one drawing.
No, it's been so much fun so far, and for all the right reasons. And I am just glad it all happened the way it happened. So again, thank you. It's a big honor, and it's a big thing for you guys to trust us with your brand as well. I mean, so it's been really, really cool. So thank you. And to the side pieces, to the Get Haunted Army, to the network.
We love everybody. We love you all. And we thank you for everything, all your shares.
Yeah. I mean, you guys came through in ways that
amazing.
Sarah, I all of us here on this, and some people that you don't even know yet are going to appreciate so deeply. Look, we were scared, right? A little like, God, I hope this works. We wanted to make make a difference here. And when the first day was incredible, I was blown away. My phone would not stop dinging. And we were just truly honored to have all of you as part of the Get Haunted Network and the Get Haunted Army. And you guys are all just killing it and doing the right thing. So thank you all so much for making. Look, it's no joke, no secret. We have rough days here, right, in the Get Haunted universe, but it's nights like this, and it's the people on the side that make those days worth repeating every now and then. So thank you, all of you.
Yeah, and as we head off into that holiday season, as Thanksgiving is approaching, and Christmas, and we get busy and we complain about the things that we have to get done. Remember, there are many people out there that won't have the same complaints. They wish they had your complaints. So let's try to make this a little bit brighter for them. Let's think about somebody outside of ourselves for 5 seconds. Let's stop being judgy. Again, if Haunts for the Homeless doesn't call to your soul, Get Haunted is asking you to just keep moving along and find what does. But for those of you that this has truly touched your soul, we are so appreciative of your time and your effort. And I have loved seeing, and I agree with you, Christina, every day I see more and more people sharing it out. Huge. That's huge for them. So let's keep building on the momentum here. Thank you guys so much for the purchases so far of the Haunts for the Homeless hoodie. Again, $48. That is with shipping, small to 5X. We're going to be cutting that off, I believe, like 11/26, Was it the 26th?
26th or 8th. I don't know. You keep confusing me on that one.
No, I think it's the 26th. I mean, we do have to close the first run down so we can get the first batch out, and we are going to start shipping those December 1st. But guys, I'm not kidding when I say on the side, who wants to help start a little bit of a drive here to get some items in those backpacks? Let's help them out where we can help them out. Maybe you're close to Rhode Island or Connecticut, or maybe you're not and you just want to help. Let's work together. Let's get this going. Let's do a cool drive for Haunts for the Homeless. Ronald's asking, is it 2X? Is it actually a 2X?
It's 2X. It's an actual 2X, Ronald.
There you go, Ronald. So yeah, and again, if you donate directly to Haunts for the Homeless, you can go to PayPal and search for Haunts for the Homeless at gmail.com and give directly to them. So yeah, who's helping? Who's going to start this? Reach out to myself or to Rob. Say, I want to help with the drive. Let's get this going. Let's make some difference. Let's start with Haunts for the Homeless in Connecticut and Rhode Island. Jef, Christina, thank you for your sharing, for your love, for your passion. We look forward to a long relationship with you guys. Welcome again to the family. We are so proud to have you guys right here.
I wish we were all closer, I wish, although we'll be in Pennsylvania, Rob, on the
right here.
December, you can deliver our hoodies to us.
Well, yeah, I sure can. And I probably will. And I'll gladly come out and help you guys hand things out if that's an option. And for my local peeps, get ready. I'm going to have a bagging and shipping party here at some point, because once these are all done, we got to ship them all out. It can't just
be a lot of hoodies.
There's a lot of friggin' hoodies.
Well, if we were closer, I'd be right in there. I'm good at that. I'm good at bagging.
Good.
You already have Ronald. Jef is going to be reaching out to you from ERRT Radio. He's going to be reaching out to you on Facebook. Just FYI, we'll give you that name so you know who to look for. Let's also remember, take advice from Jef and from Christina. Even one backpack, just one, fill it up with those essentials. We'll put a list together and we will put it on the network so you know what they put in theirs. Even if you drive around with one or two, make a difference in one or two people's lives this holiday season.
You will see them when you don't realize it until you think about it. You'll see them on every corner. You'll see, we see them in the casino when I walk in to go to work. You can tell, they got the flip flops on. It's cold out. They got, eventually security will come kick them out. But we're seeing them just in our entryways at the casino, looking for someplace warm to hang out.
Yeah. And you don't even have to do, if you don't want to do a backpack, or maybe you can't do a backpack, Ziploc bags, get the big giant freezer bags and fill it with socks, gloves, hats, toothbrush, toothpaste, whatever, a snack. Do your version of it, but make a difference. Even one person, make a difference this holiday season. We're on a roll, folks.
If you're a knitter, knit, hats and gloves for them. I mean, I'm starting to knit, but I'm not at that point where I can make anything other than a straight blanket. I don't know how to do all the turns and the curves, but anybody who can knit, and can whip out some hats, gloves, scarves, those are easy to make for those who don't know how.
These are amazing ideas, and we will share all of this on the network. So you guys always will have a reference guide. Maybe we'll make a little segment, Haunts for the Homeless segment, where we just have some suggestions that they can do locally and how we can help your charity out, Haunts for the Homeless. Yes, folks, it's legit. It's a real thing. These are real people with real stories and real experience. And we are grateful that they have chosen to work with us. So I love this. Do you guys have anything you'd like to say before we let you go back to your Saturday night?
Go ahead. I just want to say, I can't see, I'll look at the comments after, but I just want to say, and if I forget anybody or don't have anybody's name, I'm sorry, but Ronald, Danny, Dee Dee, Courtney, two brothers,
Everything.
whoever else that's out there that supports us. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for sharing our page, for
Love,
supporting
love,
us,
lots of love from us.
for accepting us into this family. And most of all, Sarah, Rob, you guys are the cat's ass. And I thank you both tremendously. Thank you. Thank you.
No,
Thank you.
it's thank you. It's thank you for trusting us with
I can't wait
your
to like
passion.
do things with you guys at different, you know.
Oh, you're gonna
Yeah,
be
we'll
out
get you
there.
guys out to an event. Maybe
I can't
we'll
wait for
have
an event. I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
God, I can't get here soon enough. I'm like, I can't wait to just like I'll be in the same room.
It's
We're
happening.
gonna make stuff happen. Yeah, we're gonna make stuff happen. This is awesome. So that's it, folks. It was time. It was time that the network finally met the amazing Jef and Christina. You're going to be seeing a lot more of them. You're going to be hearing a lot more for Haunts for the Homeless. Again, this is not just about Get Haunted. We want your help. If you guys have an idea, if you want to start your own something that you can contribute, please, we encourage you. We hope that Jef and Christina are inspiration. They were our inspiration, and we hope that you see that inspiration. If you guys need help or thoughts, reach out to us. We will figure out what needs to be done next. So yeah, with that, guys on the side, you know what we say. We see you. We appreciate you. God, do we appreciate you, and we love you. Thank you for being the network. Thank you for making up this network. You guys are amazing.
Thank you.
Jef, Christina,
Bye,
thank you guys so much. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yes, happy Thanksgiving.
And I'm sure you will be seeing much more of us. Y'all look at that. Fundraising Paracon with Get Haunted would be awesome for Haunts for the Homeless. There's Sabrina coming in. Maybe we'll have to have
That's a great idea.
2 rounds coming in. Let's get some stuff going. We got it. Joe B's giving you much love. All right, guys, we're going to let you guys loose so you can enjoy the rest of your Saturday night. Don't forget, it's a great big world out there, and they need your love, folks. So let's do some good out there. That's it. Peace out.
Thank you. Thank you.